Over the years, I've grown disillusioned with the singular one-dimensional narratives we've been sold on either side of the political spectrum. Liberal or conservative, right or left, people have opinions about women, gender roles, feminism, and masculinity where they refuse to factor in the other side's point of view. But there is a common thread of truth I have discovered on my journey to retention that has been a revelation to me about modern women, regardless of whether you're on the left or right. The balance of the genders was held in place, at least somewhat reliably, for several centuries prior, with defined roles for the genders and a stable dating market that gave everyone ample opportunities to find a suitable partner. But the modern world paints a much different picture. With equality and empowerment has come a disturbance and confusion in the dating marketplace, where an increasing number of men realize they are more dispensable and replaceable than ever before. I believe all of this is down to one simple fact that has seen a parallel rise in the modern world, and that is our lustful nature as men being put into overdrive and exploited for gain. We have become mere pawns in the profit games of large corporations, while our innate desires and impulses have become our greatest weakness. Men today walk around lifeless and energyless, with a depleted seed and dampened masculine fire. This has led to a generation of men that women simply can't respect. They cannot look up to a man too devolved in his impulsive pleasures and unmotivated to make the best of himself. And yet, I see men complaining that their woman doesn't respect or admire them the way they think they deserve. The real problem is those men have never made themselves worthy of that admiration and love. This is where the idea of sexual transmutation is so pertinent to mention as a discipline. Remember, this is not a new idea. For thousands of years, men have used their desire for women, sex, and procreation to fuel their conquests, self-improvement, and amass wealth and power. It can even be argued that the sexual impulse has created more than just human life. In fact, it has given birth to the pearls of modern civilization we see today, from the tallest buildings to the most beautiful art. This is the discipline that is lost in men of the modern world. So when I embarked on my journey to retention and started to transmute my sexual energy into truly building myself into a worthwhile man, I noticed truths about modern women that would have been impossible to guess. Here's the deal. Modern women aren't a mystery. Their refusal to respect, love, and be loyal to a man for life is not an accident. Neither can all the rubble for the world's wrongs be piled onto women. Perhaps it is time for us to take stock of where we go wrong as men, and realize that we aren't living up to the masculine ideal we were meant to. When you go into monk mode on your journey to sexual transmutation, the world around you notices something different. You start to stand out from a hollowed-out crowd of depleted men and radiate with a natural masculine aura that pulls in everybody that notices. Not just this, you get a grip on your own behavior. You take the reins to your own life and are able to direct it where you want it to. This inevitably builds you into a man that is truly worth admiring, replicating, and respecting. If you've ever gone a considerable distance in holding together your retention discipline and transmuting your lustful energy, this is something you must have noticed. Even women that would otherwise give you a cold shoulder start to warm up to you. They sense something different about a man like you who is transmuting his lustful impulse into a fuel that propels him upward in life instead of shooting it pathetically down a drain. The truth is this: modern women really aren't that different from what women have always been. The only difference today is that men have become hollow shells of the high-quality individuals they were meant to be, and the masculine duties they were expected to fulfill. This void of masculinity has had to be filled by women, eroding the need for respecting and loving men in the process. This is the process that sexual transmutation stops by reversing the tide of modern times and orienting you back toward your masculine purpose. It does this by giving you grand goals and the self-restraint and discipline needed to manifest them. Remember, women are still looking for a man to look up to. They still need the presence of that masculine energy and positive force they can rely on in times of crisis. But in a world where most men are wasting away their potential by depleting their seed, it is difficult for women to come to terms with the idea that you are in any way worthy of leading them. Women submit to a man that is worth submitting to, and that is as true for women in the modern world as much as it was in the olden days. When you start to transmute your lustful energy into truly building a life for yourself, you will realize that this innate female nature that had been buried inside heaps of social conditioning will start to resurface. And I say to all the men listening, respect and love are always earned, never demanded or exploited. If you desire genuine female attention and attraction, work to build yourself into a man that deserves it instead of chasing it around in desperation while you hollow out your being of its most essential masculine essence. There's a quote that goes perfectly here. If you're trying to catch butterflies, stop chasing the butterflies. Build a garden. Even if the butterflies never arrive, you'll still have a beautiful garden. The habit of being in a constant state of depletion has destroyed this garden for a majority of modern men, and they are left with no choice but to run around in circles trying to get their hands on an evasive butterfly. Retention and transmutation are the antidote to this problem. The innate biological female nature never went away. Women still desire a strong and confident man that can lead them in life and show them the beauty of their masculine character. But all that natural order has been put into disarray by the failure of us men to live up to the standards that men should hold themselves to. In order to break this ceiling and truly be a man that commands the love, attention, and respect of women, you need to embark on a journey of retention and transmutation. You need to redirect the creative force of your sexuality into building yourself into a man of excellence. And just like the garden, even if you don't have women fawning over you, you'll still have crafted a man out of yourself that people want to respect and admire. But this journey is one of many pitfalls. In the modern world of distractions and triggers at every turn, you need someone that can help keep you on track and pick you back up when you fall. That is the purpose this channel aims to serve. It is your well of knowledge and wisdom on your path to masculine excellence. If that sounds interesting, join us and the thousands of men supporting and motivating each other to be their best versions. Like the video and hit the subscribe button to never miss another update. There is a lot more content in the pipeline that will help put you ahead of every other man still plugged into the matrix. See you in the next one.